At the small forward position, number 8, Sophie Cunningham. Starting at the other forward position, number 6, Natasha Howard. Starting at shooting guard, number 0, Kelsey Mitchell. Starting at center, number 7, Aaliyah Boston. The other guard, number 22, Caitlin Clark. The head coach of your home team, once again, your Indiana starters.
The WNBA on 2K Sports. Welcome in, everybody.
We'll watch the Connecticut Sun in this one as they go up against the Indiana Fever.
Here with Tim Swartz and Brian Banafitemi, I'm Blake Suniga, and it's good to have you with us.
Tip-off goes to Indiana. And here's Clark. Pass to Howard. And the play stops. Whistle on what looks like an illegal screen.
The idea of setting a screen on that play, it was the good idea, the right idea, but the execution was not.
Yeah, you really want to set a hard screen, but you also want to make sure it's a legal one.
Outside Charles. And here's Nelson Adota. Rivers. Soft touch off the glass.
The defense is pretty much helpless to stop that layup. Just too much of a mismatch in terms of height.
Clark outside.
Cunningham up top.
Good for the basket. Starting off 1-for-1 with that shot.
Great job by Cunningham, working for 2 in the paint.
And we're about 1 minute into the first.
Pass to Nelson Adota.
To the middle. Here's Charles. And she was camped there in the lane. And she gets a 3-second call.
And a fever ball.
And here's Indiana. And look at this Sun roster. There are a lot of new faces.
The leading scorer, DeWanna Bonner, is gone. They also lost Alyssa Thomas, Dejanay Carrington, Brianna Jones, 3 players who spent their entire careers with Connecticut. So it's a new day for the Sun.
To the wing, right side. Clock at 4. Here's Clark. And the rebound goes to the Sun. A little over a minute and a half into this first quarter. Rivers. She's covered by Mitchell. And Charles is going to pick up the foul. That's her first foul.
Well, out of the break, she's managed to turn it over twice now, and this really doesn't bode well for the rest of the quarter if she can't get it together.
Mitchell with it.
Pass to Cunningham.
Launches a 3. That's in there. Kelsey Mitchell with the assist.
Providing spacing with her shooting. Cunningham down the 3.
Nelson Adota. She's guarded by Boston.
Count the bucket. Coming off a perfectly placed assist.
She made that pass to a spot and let her teammate run right into it. That is how you distribute the basketball.
Now here's Mitchell. And another 3 for Indiana.
This is the pure shooting ability of Mitchell at work. Allows her to score right off the pass.
Rivers. And she can't answer back the 3-pointer offline. outside. Pass to Mitchell.
Boston. Cunningham.
Guarded by
2 minutes
Charles.
remaining in the first.
5 on
2
the clock.
minutes.
Pulls it from the elbow. Nelson Adota with the rebound. The Sun trailing. Down low.
Oh, the swat by Sophie Cunningham.
How about Cunningham? A block for the wing.
Second chance shot.
They get it back.
Now Charles. Over Mitchell. Charles with the bucket.
Charles.
Give credit where credit's due. Terrific assist inside.
Here's the Fever with the ball.
Boston outside.
Clark. Mitchell outside. And foul called as she misses.
Nelson
And
Adota.
2 free throws.
First personal
Well, you just
foul.
have to be excited
First team
about
foul.
Aaliyah Boston, a young woman
for
with
your
tons of
Indiana
skills.
Fever.
She dominated in
Aaliyah
college.
Boston.
She's going to dominate
2
in the
shots.
WNBA.
Shooting 2.
And she makes the first.
Well, even though Boston has improved her range over the years, her bread and butter is wearing down smaller opponents in the paint.
And that's good as she hits both shots.
Now here's Allen.
Pass to Mabry. Edwards, guarded by Howard. Here's Hartley. Off target with the 3. The Fever leading.
Here's Boston.
And she gets the bucket.
Boston.
No stopping Aaliyah Boston. Too much strength.
Pass to Allen.
Edwards.
Hartley outside. 6 on the shot clock. And Powers pulls it down.
That's a surprise. Out of character for her to miss those when the D's not right in her face.
Up top, McDonald.
Hey, yo, right here.
Back to Powers. The 3. That shot missing. And that concludes the first quarter of play.
The score.
The Fever on top. They're up by 6. And back in a moment as we'll get underway with quarter 2. And the first quarter in the books, second about to get underway. And what stands out to you from the Fever in this one?
Defense paying dividends for them through 1.
Coach has to be happy about their effort on that end. Just a lot of hustle.
And here's Connecticut. They trail by 6. Pass to Edwards. Morrow. Hole defending. Outside Mabry. Clock at 6. Now here's Hartley. Over Sims. Good D by Odyssey Sims. And here's McDonald. Mabry covering. And McDonald leaves it to go.
And at 5'6", McDonald goes inside and finds a way.
Up top, Hartley. She's covered by Sims. Here's Nelson Adota. Goes up and lays it in nice and easy.
Assisted.
Don't need much
Maria.
range to hit from that distance.
Outside Sims. Pass to Howard. Good, and it's Odyssey Sims who picks up the assist.
Odyssey.
Well, the lead should be safe. I mean, if they just keep shooting like this.
Yeah, they're on fire and really looking to pad that lead.
Here's Nelson Adota. Outside Mabry. The Fever pull it in.
Here's Boston.
Pass to Sims.
McDonald.
To the inside. Lays it up and banks it in.
Although she's only 5'6", McDonald doesn't fear going in amongst the trees. Great job executing inside.
Hartley's shot is off. Inside. And McDonald gets it to go.
Not much resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
Those looks they're allowing are almost automatic. In fact, I'll just say it, they are automatic.
Now a timeout called by Connecticut.
I think the coach has to be frustrated by their lack of production offensively, and I can't blame them. They're getting the looks, but the shots just aren't falling.
And it's at the point where this slump is going to take a mental toll on them. It's a good timeout to try to keep them from getting too discouraged.
And they've gotten the looks, they've gotten open, but they just can't get them to fall.
Teams will make substitutions. And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played. Pass to Charles. Her second shot goes in. Off to a good start. 2 for 2.
Because of Charles's unique combination of strength and length, she's able to beat shot contests down low.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
It doesn't matter how good their perimeter defense is if they keep allowing easy looks inside.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 2 minutes.
She's covered by Clark. Clock at 2. Plenty of daylight on that shot.
Such a confident player. Charles enjoys rising and firing as soon as she catches the pass.
Pass to Petty. Boston. She's guarded by Boston.
Here's Charles.
And here's Morrow.
She's covered by Mitchell. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Well, they've raised their shooting percentage in this quarter, starting to get on track.
Yeah, it's almost like the coach kind of grabbed his whole team, put them in the microwave, and because they're starting to heat up. And whether you like my analogy or not, that's what they need to climb back into this game.
I don't like it. I don't want to go in the microwave. Looks like the coach saw some things out there that need adjusting, and it's going to take a little time to talk it over.
Yeah, and never a bad idea to use a timeout if there's something that's got you concerned.
Indiana with the ball. Now Clark. Outside Powers.
Pass to Boston.
Rebounded by the Sun. She's covered by Mitchell.
Good work defensively by Sophie Cunningham.
Aerial powers on the wing. And she uses the glass on the layup.
They own the paint right now. 10 straight coming from the inside.
They are constantly finding lanes to the hoop, getting great looks in tight.
Now here's Allen.
Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for her.
Now here's Cunningham.
She's guarded closely. Missed inside. From deep three-point range, he got it up in time, but it couldn't fall for her. And so that's the end of the first half. The Fever on top, leading by 10. And we've got more in store for you right after this.
And your youth squad.
The second half about to start in just a few moments.
And when you look at McDonald, she's a player who's been getting it done.
The way she attacked the rim in the first half was absolutely remarkable. Defenders need to start building walls inside, doing whatever they can to stop her from getting to the rim.
Easier said than done when she's the penetrator. Look, her speed and agility make her an extremely tough cover.
And now the third quarter about to get going again. And here's Connecticut. It's a 10-point game. Outside Charles. From beyond the arc, Natasha Howard pulls it in. Mitchell outside. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
You'll see her hit from very deep, but she isn't a one-trick pony. Mitchell has the skills plus toughness to score inside, too.
Pass to Nelson Adota. Morrow.
Five to shoot. From deep. They dive for the ball. And out of bounds, the Fever will take it. And a minute played as the second half gets going. Clark outside. Pass to Mitchell. That three off the mark.
Even without that three ball dropping for her, the defense should have done way more on that last play.
Yeah, I mean, the D's got to be better as a coach. You can't stand seeing her having that much space to get her shot off.
It's been a cold spell for them coming out of the half, missing their first three shots.
To the paint. Stolen. Rivers. Guarded by Howard. It's stolen by Natasha Howard. Now the Fever moving it up. And she banks in the layup.
A streak of lightning. Howard finishes on the break at 6'2". She can finish close to the rim, too.
Now a timeout called by Connecticut.
The coach needs to get him back into a flow offensively. Things have slowed down, and they're starting kind of to force their shots.
Yeah, things have snowballed on them here. You know, the misses just started piling up. I like this timeout to sort of calm down the team and get reset.
it up. And now around 2 minutes gone by in this half. It's Marina Mabry with the drive. The rebound by Sims.
Ugly start to the second half, missing their first 4. They need to get on track.
Here's Boston. Here's Howard. Makes it off the glass.
That's something they need to do more of. Get after it on the glass.
It certainly wouldn't hurt. Some extra possessions would definitely help narrow the gap.
Now here's Hartley. Looking for a first basket still in this one. Outside Mabry. Inside. Nelson Adota. 3 on the clock. And again, no good by Connecticut. Sims with the bucket.
Nasty handles from Sims. And you know the best part? She made the hoop, too.
2 minutes remaining in the third. 2 minutes.
Hartley outside. And the call is going to be an illegal screen.
You have to make sure your feet are set. But when you set those screens, they'll get you for it.
I thought maybe she was set. Now, I know that's a difficult call to make, but I think maybe they got that one wrong.
Outside McDonald. Pass to Powers. Boston. Outside Sims. Fades away. And it's finished off inside by Boston.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it seems like it's come from inside the paint. Buckle up on defense.
Yeah, it's time to collapse down and make them shoot jumpers.
Marshall. She's guarded by Boston. She gets it in there.
Perfect screen there. Set her up with a terrific look.
Yeah, but that's a bad job by the defender to not fight through that screen to contest.
You want to see more effort there.
Now here is Sims. Here's Howard. Here's Boston. Good work there as it goes.
With the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be. And that's firmly in the driver's seat.
Rebounding, it's an effort stat. They've been the more determined team to this point.
Marina Mabry on the wing. Powers covering. Mabry misses. Boston outside. She gets that one.
Well, you gotta like her shot selection today. To set the bar for the rest of the team.
And here are the Sun. And they're looking for some kind of spark here.
Yeah, cold stretch offensively. They need a bucket.
Mabry. Powers covering. The 10-footer. The shot will not fall.
Didn't come away with points, but they'd be happy if every possession ended with that shot.
Here's Boston. Miss. And 3/4 of play in the books. This one's all but over already. The Fever on top, running away with it. And we're coming right back. Be sure to stay with us as we get set for the fourth quarter.
Well, I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
And with the accuracy to go along with that vision, she put the ball in the absolute perfect spot. That is how you orchestrate.
And we welcome you back as we get going into the fourth quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. Now here's Clark. Pass to Mitchell. The draft takes place right before the regular season. It's fun to see these players get right into their pro careers.
Unlike the NBA, we get to see the collegiate stars that were born in March join the WNBA while they're still hot. it's a chance to see college stars immediately after a great run.
I love it. You have a great March, as you said, and you go right into the WNBA season. You get drafted right after that national semifinal and final. It's awesome. And it's also a giant test, though, for rookies. I mean, they're playing that college season, then an extra set of 40-plus pro games, which we know are so much more taxing than a college game. I mean, it's a big-time challenge.
She's covered by Clark. Pass to Charles. Over Cunningham. Charles, no good.
And not only is their lead big, but their advantage on the boards is huge, too.
They've been the aggressors, plain and simple, outworking them inside.
What a skillful play by Kelsey Mitchell, ensuring she gets the shot off while drawing the foul.
2 shots.
And the first one drops.
And, you know, even before coming to the WNBA, Kelsey Mitchell was an established star. When she finished her college career, she was second all-time in points.
She's perfect from the line this time.
And one thing we can all agree on, it's great to see the WNBA continue to expand.
Yeah, the Bay Area finally got a team, and they followed that up quickly by announcing teams in Toronto and Portland.
And remember, too, 3 more teams are coming after those 2 in Toronto and Portland. And beyond those 3 teams that they're going to add, the league got so many bids from pretty much everywhere in this country and in Canada as well.
Petty defending. Pass to Charles. Peters. Just 5 to shoot. And it's blocked!
With the jumping ability, Brianna Turner can get up there to send shots away.
Terrific assist and a nice finish. Just a solid play all around.
Their interior defense has been dismal.
They're losing the battle in the paint.
Pass to Peters.
Now Morrow.
She's covered by Mitchell. Yep, that one goes.
Check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates on the same page.
One item that stood out is their ball movement.
Things are definitely clicking, and more importantly, it's tough to defend.
Here's Petty. Pass to Turner. Now Petty.
2 minutes remaining.
3 from Kelsey
2 minutes.
Mitchell.
Morrow with the rebound.
And the Sun pushing it up now. Charles up top.
Morrow.
Now here's Charles.
She's covered by Cunningham.
Charles, shot's good.
Charles.
Well, Tina Charles is more than capable of connecting from mid-range. The defense has to respect her jumper.
Pass to Cunningham. Well, in terms of roster building for a front office, what would be your guys' approach? What's the key?
To me, easier said than done, but it's all about drafting well. Getting good players in rookie-scale contracts, it's basically a cheat code.
And I'll add, you also can extend those players. Even give them the core designation if you have to, which provides them with a 1-year fully guaranteed Supermax contract. So all in all, guys, one great pick can surely change a franchise.
Now here's Mitchell. Pass to Petty. And the layup falls.
Well, you have to commit to your shot, and Shea Petty knows how important that is. So even against a strong defense, she goes for it 100% into it.
And here's Peters. Out to the wing.
Here's Morrow.
Pass to Charles. Petty defending. Knocks it loose. Petty with the steal. And here is Mitchell. taking care of business in this one. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you just have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
I know their fans appreciated it. We saw the excellent defense, a potent offensive effort, and they were pretty much dominant.
So that's going to do it for this one, folks.